Alright, hello everybody and welcome to the stream. I am Razim and this is Horizon Lost World of Darkness Mage 20th edition 3.97 Redux, etc, etc.
Birth by Sleep. A fragmentary passage.
No, Werewolf Corruption by Sleep. Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm gonna turn it over to Fiddlesticks for the recap.
Ow. I'm awake.
Are you though? Are you sure you're not still dreaming? Are you still not still in that sublime bliss, and that this is indeed one of your deepest, darkest imaginations from the deepest crevices of your soul that is haunting you, and that sublime bliss that should be a moment of relaxation, but instead is stress anchoring down on your soul?
Yeah, pretty sure, because I lucid dream.
Oh, shit.
And also, if this is one of my dreams, we wouldn't all be human.
Man, I wish I had lucid dreams. Just one. I'd like one.
Bull's
So
egg.
anyways, we'll let, I don't know. Moriarty, do the recap.
Alright, so it's my understanding that there's a bunch of these weird magical fuckers out in the middle of nowhere.
Thank you, Moriarty. Now we'll turn it over to Reinhardt.
Alright, so, because of our magic doings that we were doing last time...
I said Reinhardt, not random Scottish guy.
He's still booting up.
Hold on,
Our bard takes a little
let me do my voice set.
Our bard takes a little bit to boot
A
up.
magnanimous dispensation.
Going to say I didn't think I was going to
That comment.
What was the comment?
You had me do it to them.
You know I had to do it to him.
Well, Toshime, thank you very much for the donation. Kerr, the donation goal has been reached.
I must UI this. UI!
You're welcome.
Yeah, yeah. Get him. Yeah.
Oh, what fun, what fun we're going to have, everyone! Oh, Dalek's going to be absolutely perfect! I cannot wait to work on new outfit. I mean, spoilers!
Well then.
Anyway, continue the recap.
So, due to our magic, we ended up somewhere inside a paradox. And from inside said paradox, we met an individual of nihilism. Or really the concept of it. It was hard to tell. So, anyways, In said paradox, we were forced to face some of our greatest fears, or at least some of us were. When we came out of it, we were stronger for it, of course. And we then had a chance to speak more with this individual of the idea of nihilism. He wishes to destroy the worm and, in a way, replace it. And I felt that, personally, that such a concept is going to exist no matter what we do. So as long as it is helping us, I personally saw that as a generally good thing. But everyone else said no, 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 very bad. There was also this being of light, which I do not yet understand, but it was also being helpful. There was a lot of things helping us today. When we came back from the paradox, a building blew up. And that is
Yes.
where we left off.
In the distance, a building blew up. But first, happy Marten to celebrate.
Dick.
God, I'm going to have so much fucking work I'm going to have to get done for next week. Oh, God. I have so much work I'm going to have to get done for everybody.
Okay, so trying to edit with an Acrobat Reader, it's wanting me to do the 7-day trial thing.
Yes, you need to get that, and then afterwards you can do it later. Or what exactly, like, for filling the form and stuff, which is all you need to do, that's just, that's the base, or whatever. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm not gonna argue. It works. So yeah, where, what, who, what, who, where, why, how?
I was making sure everything was taken care of before I went into things. I didn't want to interrupt or anything.
Are we done with the recap?
I think so, but I wanted to make sure Tanya was taken care of before we actually got into the game and everything.
Plus my first pinned message to you, Kerr.
Oh, uh-huh. 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 Yeah. Yeah, there is that. Okay. Okay. Once Tanya is set up and everything, I will let you say that word.
What?
Waiting for Tanya real quick. Just want to make sure that they are all taken care of first before we dive right in.
I wasn't expecting to have to set up a new account right when the session started.
You're good. Happy Marten to celebrate! Oh god. Prepare you, everyone who's watching.
Dick.
This game is going to be going off the rails, and it's going to be fucking great.
I'm going as fast as I can here.
Well, don't worry, Tanya. It's just that the entire game and stream is on hold, waiting for you. And only you.
Ah, thanks.
Because you were the
Thanks, I
only
wasn't
one not
feeling the
prepared.
pressure.
Bap.
To be fair,
So no
technically
pressure.
I was prepared. It was just you guys were like, but there's this reader that you can use instead. I'm like, okay, I'll use it.
Break.
Well, we told you
Oh,
to use
hey.
that from the get-go, and you refused.
Hey, real quick, Zim, you like Sonic, yes?
Somewhat?
I wasn't sure if you did or not, if it was you or not. Because we just got a big announcement, and it's really, really cool.
New game or movie?
No, series. A
Oh.
group of fan animators are doing a season 3 for Sad AM, and they actually got Crush 40 to come back and do the opening for it again.
Nice.
Very nice.
He's the fastest thing alive.
And it actually looks pretty decent, like for a fan animation. Like they really tried to stick to the style of the original 90s series.
What are we talking
All
about?
right. The extra modules are downloaded. They're installing right now. I'm pretty much good to go. By the time I need to actually do anything, it'll already be ready.
Okay. Then we will get started. And
Great.
for those interested,
now, Tanya, we're going to need you to make a perception plus drive check.
And there. And then is it D8 or D10? Come on,
Everything is a
you're making me
D10.
do this roll. It's D10s.
Everything
go.
is D10.
I forget. Oh,
Reroll the 10. Critical success!
Nice, nice, nice. Not enough
not-
successes.
It's not exceptional, but it's good.
Anyways, carry on, Kerr.
okay. Yes, in the distance, you guys see basically the sky for a split second turns green before a giant green pillar of flame lances up out of a building and obliterating it.
Oh!
I'm having flashbacks again. Oh wait, you guys saw it too? Oh good.
Well, isn't that just perfect?
Should we?
Oh, darling, did somebody say perfect?
Why? Why do you use that word?
Because there's something that Domino needs to know about.
Something that I, in my absolute perfection, do not already know, darling. Oh, that is absolutely adorable. I love it.
Leonis was just killed.
Domino stops and stares for a moment, and he becomes something you have never seen before. Serious. By what? Pray tell.
And it's right here. My notes.
It was nihilism, wasn't it?
Yes.
Then yeah, Reinhardt will just say nihilism.
Which one
Spirit
was
of nihilism.
Which one was Leonidas or whatever?
The guy in the full armor of cold steel.
The werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought he was the guy who was being a complete bastard.
He was the
No.
changeling.
Did we get names mixed up? Did I get my names mixed up?
You told us he was a changeling.
Yeah, I
Okay,
thought the
wrong
changeling
person.
was the scummy one who worked with. Yeah.
No, that there were two separate people. The Nefandus was the one who was grabbed and killed.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Leonidas, the guy in the Cold Steel. He
That's
was
someone
cool.
different. I got things mixed up. My fault. I did not correct it. It's my fault.
So that was Leonidas that was killed, right?
No, Leonis is. I got mixed up my names.
Okay. I was like, I could have sworn I heard something on Friday of Leonis being there with the werewolves.
No, that's Winter Sun.
That was the werewolf you guys first met in the very first episode where you got teleported away.
Mm-hmm.
Right
So
now,
I'd use the correct name.
I need more caffeine.
No, the one who died
Oh, no.
was the Nefandus.
Who was a bastard who was
Yes.
in Cody's affairs.
Yes.
Reinhardt wanted him dead just because he was an Nefandus, but
But he was still at the party.
yeah.
Mhm.
Really, all of you should want him dead because he's an Nefandus.
Yeah, he's basically kill on sight.
Which is again why Reinhardt was kind of like, well, this guy seems pretty cool. This guy, I'm all right with this guy.
But he was still a guest. So Domino needed to know about this.
Yep. And what killed him? He was a powerful mage.
Nihilism.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Reinhardt responded to that.
What do you mean by that?
The
I mean, there was
the spirit of nihilism itself.
It used him as a puppet to talk through.
Yes.
Domino is going to stop at that.
It was actually rather disturbing to witness.
Like, this is full on, like, you have never seen Domino speechless before. Domino is speechless.
Somebody pull a string, he ain't talking.
You are sure? Did it give you a name? Or did it just call itself that?
Did it give us a name?
It said
No.
it didn't have a good name, but we could call it by nihilism.
Well, it was lying, which leads me to believe that it was him. Knowledge of their names give you power over them, which is why they very much tend to go by titles and nicknames, so to speak, as you mortals would call it.
I thought that was a faith thing.
They can be summoned, they can be bound, they can be controlled. It is just such a thing has not happened because such beings have not existed in this reality for quite a long time.
Just about anything can be controlled by its name.
If you know its true name and you have the power to do so. It just, even the beings you hunt, the Mage Incarna, can be controlled that way. It is just highly inadvisable to do so. Most mortals, even mages such as yourselves, would be obliterated by them showing up. Even then, they could likely crush your will before you realize what's going on.
And
It
I
was-
thought you could make a few favors by letting the spirit courts know about this.
Did it say anything about any others?
It hinted at things being released.
Yeah, I think it mentioned a few others being released.
This is absolutely imperfect news. Absolutely imperfect. He's gonna rub his head a little bit. We must act quickly to try to head this off before things get even worse. No doubt he has already begun to make his move somewhere. I will attend to the Fey courts, as well as letting the spirits know of such things.
Reinhardt just
Though-
Reinhardt points in the general direction. The building just blew up.
He's going to look towards that. Oh, that wasn't him.
What?
Oh, so we just should not be concerned about such a thing.
Well, he
If you
did
wish
not...
to if you wish to investigate, by all means, but it wasn't, what did you call him, Nihilism? Fair enough name for him. I'd rather not draw his attention. Yes, it wasn't him who did that. It was someone else.
Lovely. So we have multiple big bads running around in the world.
He's gonna pause for a moment and cock his head. I'm not sure if you should worry that much. It was a Pentec subsidy that apparently was destroyed.
Ah. Well, I'm okay with this.
I mean, were there people inside?
He gives a small shrug.
That is a concern.
Alas, my own perfection disallows me from dealing with such trivial matters.
You have more important things to worry about right now.
Oh, indeed, darling, and I was just planning my next gala as well. However, I have a duty to attend to. Is there anything else?
No, that, and we wanted to see your perfect face.
Ah, darling, you truly have good taste. Even my glorious expression can lighten even the darkest nights.
Horrible, by the way. The word you were looking for when you were saying imperfect. It's horrible.
No, no, darling, imperfect is even worse. Imperfect is as far as from perfect as you can possibly get. Nothing can be worse than that, darling.
Anti-perfect.
We don't speak of such things in my presence, darling. Do so again, and I cannot promise you will like the consequences.
One day, I'll be able to figure out how the Fae work.
Note, no you won't. Because they don't make sense. That's their thing. They do not. They run on storybook logic. Literally, they run on storybook logic.
What sounds poetic? Let's go with that.
But yes, if there's nothing else, darlings, I have things to attend to then.
Very well, we have our own things to deal with.
He will nod before he vanishes in a pillar of salt.
Part of me really wants to know what would happen if I said that a second time, but part of me doesn't want to have more salt than Reddit.
What happens if you lick the salt?
I think it's just regular salt.
Your
It is
salt,
perfectly salty.
your tongue will get covered in salt. That's what'll happen.
Wait a minute. Does the salt count as food?
It's salt.
If it counts as food, do not lick it.
It's not Fey salt. It's perfectly normal salt.
Yes.
Yeah, but still, so accepting food, isn't that like going into debt or something?
No, he just left us behind. It's his form of leaving. He has to leave a perfect impression. But yes, feel free. What do you guys wish to do next?
So the little side thing regarding the new sphere point that I had spent,
Mhm.
has that happened yet?
Yeah, you got the new dot.
Okay, so we just had that off camera then?
Yeah, you got that for free because because of what you guys did.
Yeah, I thought that we were going to like actually have a whole thing out of that, but if it's off camera, then all right.
Anybody else have things that they want to do this session?
Well, my character definitely could use a little bit of downtime to try to get their affairs in order.
I need to go over my case files.
Okay.
So I have burned willpower points, and I have 3 points of paradox.
Mhm.
What's the method and time scale for bleeding those back off?
In order to get willpower, you either have to do something really, really epic and awesome that reaffirms your will, or sleep. You get 1 point of willpower for every night of good sleep you get. And paradox bleeds
Sleep
off.
reaffirms my will.
And paradox bleeds away every week you do not use magic.
Oof.
Oh crap! I didn't keep track of how many willpower I've bled. I think I've done it at least twice.
And you can also willingly take paradox. Take on your paradox.
And trigger it.
Oh? How bad would that be at 3 points, though?
Not that bad.
If it's over 5, that's when it starts getting bad.
Yeah, that's when it can get dangerous.
I have
Not-
10.
Wait, no, you still have the paradox from. Your paradox is gone.
Oh, all paradox is gone?
You
Okay,
triggered
cool.
it. That's what ripped open the paradox realm for you.
Well, then, once I've dealt with the old man and dealt with making sure that one shipment that was destined for Isaac has been packed up and sent off, then
Mhm.
yeah, I'm going to prepare to face that paradox.
Okay. That is fine.
This would be done from the sanctum, just for
Mhm.
safety's sake.
Wise. Anything Cody wants to do?
He's going to go look for his familiar.
It only takes a few minutes for your familiar to come find you, actually.
Excellent.
As soon as you guys came back into reality, he was able to sense you, and it just took the time to get across town to get to you.
Okay. Well, then he's gonna go find Bob and consult with him.
Okay. So we'll go with you first. I'm assuming you guys are all going back to the manor then, since that's where most of the stuff is.
Yeah, that sounds like the best idea.
Let's go with Cody then first. Cody, you would find Bob in his skull.
Well, welcome back, Bob.
Hey, boss. Holy crap, what the hell just happened? Spirits are going nuts all over the city.
Well, nihilism is back. There's some other big bad running around.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Did you say nihilism? As in tall, dark, scary spirit thing? Nihilism?
Yes. Also, something turned the sun green.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a little bit hard to miss. I nearly got fried by it.
There was something that burned a Pentex facility, or subsidiary. And yes, I'm just kind of looking for information right now. Hello?
Sorry, I was thinking of my answer. Could you give me
Oh.
that again, real quick?
Basically, Cody's relaying a few of the details and being like, alright, so I'm looking for information. What the hell's going on? What kind of shit show have we unleashed?
Um. I'm not sure how much I can actually tell you, boss.
Wow,
It's-
this is a disaster.
Was it a voice clip?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a blurb.
It's. If I tell you too much, I could get myself killed.
I see. But if you don't tell me enough, the entire world could get destroyed.
You can understand my issue then.
Which would, of course, include you.
Yeah, I'm not really happy about that. Either way, I kind of lose.
But at the least, there might be a chance that I can do something about it with the proper information.
Look, what I can tell you safely. This thing and its friends, these are things that they're concepts. They are spirits of actual concepts. And they're going to be wanting to create more of themselves, so to speak. Nihilism wants to create nihilism. Despair wants to create despair. Hope wants to create hope. Happiness wants more happiness, and so on and so forth. That's how they eat. Well, as close as that the concept comes to something you can understand.
Well, yes, I understood that it is the spirit, or the very concept of it. How do we stop it from destroying the world?
The thing is, these things don't want to destroy the world. They need the world. Without the world, they don't eat. Without food, they die. Or as good as death to them.
Okay. So I just need to make another world and push everybody into it.
No, because those things still need to exist here. Because without them, their concepts don't exist either.
I see.
That's why they were locked up. They were still part of the world, but they couldn't cause any harm or issue.
So
The
how do
Iratha
we-
did that way, way back when.
So then how do we stop it from causing issues? How do we lock it back up? Preferably in a much more permanent manner. seeing as how this previous manor was not as permanent as they thought.
The thing is, the one that guarded it got killed way back when. It was the one that locked them up.
So we need a new guard.
Well, not just that. He was guard, warden, the one who captured them. He did everything at the time. He was one of the only spirits powerful enough to do it. And then his kids killed him.
Well, alright. Sounds like it may be some sort of ancient order, or soon to be ancient order that we're going to have to set up then, yes?
No, it's a group of werewolves. Way back. Their progenitor was the one who did it, and then they took over the job after they killed him. Because he couldn't do his job anymore. It's really complicated, threw everything out of whack. Real big issues. Still dealing with it today.
Okay, so that at least gives me a good starting point. Thank you. Looks
Look,
like I'm going
boss.
to the Central Park.
You don't want to deal with these wolves. Trust me on that. They're nasty. Really, really nasty.
My name's Barnaby.
Oh, I'm sure I can handle a few mangy mutts.
If you call them that, they will kill you, boss. They're
Oh,
not
I'm
like
sure.
the werewolves you've dealt with before. These things are even worse. These things are made to kill. That is their job. That is their purpose. That is what they were made to do.
Yes, and their fangs and claws will simply find themselves biting at thin air.
They might be able to break through your magic, boss.
Well, now that is intriguing.
Pride cometh
That-
before the fall.
Their claws and fangs, they can break through magic. They have that ability. It's difficult for them, but they can resist it.
I would like to formally apologize for taking Living Weapon 5.
Look, I also did a little bit of scouting too when I was out. Pro bono. And, well, let me just say, Pentex looks like someone kicked a freaking Antive. They have a ton of Banes going all around the city right now.
Well, at least they're running scared, it sounds.
From what I could pick up, it looks like they're trying to find information right now. They're looking for something.
I see. Do you know anything about what made the sky turn green? Domino's insisting that it's not another big bad that we're going to have to deal with, but I'm not so sure.
Bob is quiet.
Bob, you in there?
Yeah, I am here, boss.
Okay, listen, if you give me the information I need, there will be another... I will re-up the subscription to that one site you really like. You know.
He doesn't say anything.
Wow, that bad, huh?
Are some things more important than titty?
No, there's nothing more important to Titty than Bob. For Bob. You know, you can see the orange flames in the skull. He's there. He's listening. He's very attentive to you, but he's not saying anything.
So do you just not have any information on it, or are you not able to speak?
Silence.
You're tearing the man between his two loves, adult websites and his continued existence.
Boss? Hypothetically, if there was anything, it could, if it did exist, possibly know my true name and what I was.
Ah, compulsion, yes.
Theoretically, if it still existed, it would know me. And we could have agreements where I agreed to never talk about it if it was real. Theoretically, of course.
Alright, theoretically, is it something that we need to worry ourselves about? Or would it be something? Or can we focus on the nihilism jerk that's running amok somewhere?
The jury is out.
Very well. Thank you, Bob.
You're gonna make the poor guy pop a circuit breaker.
Of course, boss.
I'll go ahead and re-up that subscription anyways. You've been a good help.
Were any of us witness to this?
I mean, you could have been in the library. That's where Bob lives.
The skull would have bounced once, as if jumping in joy.
Well, I mean, Portia is having to research about facing that paradox, so there is a reason for her to be in the library, unless, like, canonically,
I'm
it's
okay
just
with
something
that.
that you know how to do.
Yeah, so you would see all this and hear all this.
I'm going to go up and ask Portia if I can get a cup of coffee.
As you walk in, you see a skull bounce up and cheer.
Tosha May, sorry, but Tanya already told me that no, she can't spare the money for coffee. Because I asked her and she said no.
That is a different plane of reality. That doesn't count.
I needed the coffee, but she refused to send it to me because she can't. So, just saying that coffee is off the table.
Real world physical coffee in this plane of reality. However, within the world of darkness,
the world of darkness
yes, you can
takes
have
place
some
in
of my
our
magical
world, though.
turbo. A cup. I need the other one for myself because I'm gonna be going elbow deep into the. I'm not sure yet. You can have a cup, but the second one I need.
Okay.
We are all heroes. You and Boo and
God
I.
damn it, Tosha
and
May.
and rangers everywhere.
You already did
Rejoice!
enough today!
Haven't you done enough?
As a Marten ran on Duncan, I had to.
I had to make that the title of that
Wait, so-
redemption.
Oh, okay. So that was actually you getting him the coffee thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So I only have like $90 to my name right now, which is why I simply could not afford to do that.
I just had to make the joke because Toshimi or you get it.
Uh huh.
You got him all flustered.
So I'll go
Tired.
get my cup of magic coffee,
Okay.
go back, drink it, go back outside, and stick my hand up in the air
Okay.
and start tracing out the mask as my arm starts illuminating.
This does go to show that the one thing that
Oh,
Rumpus
God.
said on
Oh god! Oh god!
what the. Are you okay?
Mm,
Because the magic that I'm doing.
uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And
Oh god.
Chaos reigns, brother.
gonna be
Chaos
okay?
reigns.
going to use 3 points of quintessence to make it 3 times easier.
Okay.
And this would be Erte.
Yep. Roll your Arete.
The thing with the coffee though just goes to show that yes, for most people, streamers are like a Tamagotchi, and we're just here, doing everything we can to remind them when to go to sleep, when you need to hydrate so you don't get all dehydrated. Remember that you have to eat, have proper
We're like
posture.
goldfish. Put the food in the bowl and we go num num num. Play game.
Sam, how do you feel about being a pet?
I mean, if it includes 3 meals a day, I am all for it.
That
Just
would have
give-
been using
Hit him
primes
with
with my arm and entropy.
the uwu.
Send to me through Discord privately what is your exact intent.
So meanwhile, Cody is going to re-up the subscription.
Okay.
And then head over to his bedroom and get some well-deserved sleep. Because it's late at night at this point.
Okay.
I'm Order of
Okay.
Hermes, so there would have been some mention of that model of the sky being empty.
Uh-huh. Okay, Toshimi, I'm gonna get to you last because I want to see what everyone else does first before this is going to fucking hit the fan. Reinhardt, what are you up to right now?
So I'm gonna make sure that I don't have any calls for investigative cases, and I'm going to review the ones that I already have, which I have left completely in your capacity because I really don't know what kind of investigative cases I would currently have open.
Right now, things have been somewhat slow. You have not been around yet to get any new cases, and it looks like you have not received any calls because, well, you have not been in the mortal world, and your phone has not received any.
Oh, I don't have like a landline.
Probably not because landlines went out.
Damn it.
But so far, it looks like you have not got any cases yet.
All right, well, that removes everything I was trying to do next.
That's mostly because I've been waiting to get that set up when we get into your plot in just a little bit.
Ah, okay.
Portia, what are you up to?
Well, once she's researched the relevant materials, she's
Mhm.
going to attempt to purge herself of the 3 points of paradox.
Your hair has now turned on the right side bright bubblegum pink, and on the left side dark dark blue.
I'm oddly okay with this. Is that that getting rid of 1 point? That getting rid of all 3, or?
That's all the points. Paradox always goes off in a big boom.
You also now have additional pronouns.
There was only 3 points.
It's over. It's 5 and over when it starts getting hard to release.
I want to make so many jokes, but I also don't want to get Zim in trouble with the Twitch police.
Send them to me via text on Discord, because I still want to hear them and laugh at them.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, but that's my favorite kind of humor, offensive humor.
It's a very happy Marten. Look at the happy Marten.
I pronounce it she and her, and leave it at that.
Ring,
Twice,
ring,
both
ring,
me-
ring, 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 the Marten phone. Ring, ding, a ding, a ding, ring, 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 the Marten phone. Reinhardt, you're getting a phone call.
Oh, shit! Who's it from?
You do not recognize the number.
No caller ID?
It's just a phone number.
Damn it, okay. Answer.
Hello?
Yes, this is the Reinhardt Detective Agency.
I heard you're good at dealing with strange things.
I'm going to say right now, if you're calling about the sun, I don't think I can really handle that one.
No. My brother went missing. And I'm trying to find him, and I don't have anywhere else to turn to.
Alright, well, start a question. Why is the police not taking care of this?
They say it's not a missing persons case.
Yeah, he's not been gone for 24 hours, yes?
No, he's been missing for about a month now. He hasn't called me or anything.
What is your primary reason for concern then?
Because he never does that.
Okay, so you have normal communications.
Until he took that new job, yeah.
Where did he take this job?
He didn't tell me that much about it. It was a job working for someone named, like, John or something like that.
Big company, small company?
Oh, I know who.
I don't know a lot. He just said that I was going to be able to pay him a lot of money, and he was going to be able to finally afford being able to take care of a family, finding someone, being able to settle down and everything.
Okay. What was your last known lead?
He had just moved to Empty Springs, Colorado about a month and a half ago to get ready to take the job.
Where are you calling from?
I'm about 4 hours away.
Okay.
I live in Colorado Springs.
Okay. Alright, well, I am in Empty Springs, Colorado, so I can definitely start to poke around to let you know what I can find out. I assume you've read about our rates online?
Yes.
Okay, then we will be on the case. I will contact you immediately. If there's any other additional information you think I should know, tell me now. And I mean anything you can think of, because there's
Name of the
always
brother?
things people forget.
My brother's name is Alex.
Last name?
Rebecca.
Hendrix.
Age, description. And he's
Um,
gonna like pull out a notepad and start writing this down.
he's about 24 years old.
What was that last name again?
Hendrix.
Like Jimmy.
Yeah. You said 25 years old?
Yeah.
General description?
He's about 6'3", strong, pretty buff looking.
Hair color, eye color, ethnicity.
Green eyes, brown hair.
Michael knows her brother.
I am assuming Caucasian?
Yes.
At least I think. I would assume that Michael would know him. Cody wouldn't.
Maybe.
Does he have any particular features in that really stand out? Something like a scar, a tattoo,
No.
maybe a piece of clothing he always likes to wear.
Not that I know of, no.
All right. If you try to picture him in your mind, just besides just using things like strong and tall, can you give me more descriptive language? Like, did he have a very broad, strong chin, or maybe a more up-facing or down-facing nose?
He liked lifting weights.
Right, we have established this with a very strong build.
I'm sorry, I'm not really good at this.
No, it's all right. I'm just the more details you can put into a picture, the better I can try to track him visually. At least.
You could ask her for an actual picture.
Assuming you don't have a picture.
I'll text you one.
Yes, that will work. In
What
fact,
does he
anything you
look
can
like?
send me, literally anything you can send me regarding him, will be helpful. Meaning pictures of him with other people. Maybe if he sent you a text of a picture of the house he's at. Any information at all regarding him that you have.
I can do my best, yeah. I can get something over to you.
Okay, very good. He did tell you the address he was at, right? He sounded like he had a place he was moving.
Yes, I have that too.
Alright, I can start there, and I can start looking up a Jean.
Marco, something like that for the last name. I don't know. I don't remember.
Do I instantly recognize this name because that's like a crime boss?
Yes, it's a crime boss. It is the crime boss of this city.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Reinhardt knows about him as an investigator.
Yes.
Was it Marquis or Margot?
Marcon.
Marcone.
Marcone.
Gentleman John Marcone.
And then Reinhardt just he pauses in the foot and he goes, "Was it a Marcone?"
Yes, that was it.
Okay, well, that is going to make things a lot easier for me. Alright, I will look into this immediately.
Air quotes
that-
easier.
It's going to make finding him easier. I don't know about alive.
Alright. And as you hang up, Toshime, give me that oh, sorry.
Hold up. You didn't ask her for the retainer fee?
He doesn't charge a retainer fee.
Well, then.
He's a pro bono private eye. If he doesn't find anything for anyone, he doesn't feel good charging them, which is probably why he's dirt poor.
And there goes Cody's hopes for rent.
As you hang up, Warren, give me that Arete roll, please. Oh, you already did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm consulting the book at the little PDF at the moment.
Wait, hold on. What's the challenge rating on this?
Possible because of what he did.
Because I am using the Prime 5 and Entropy.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
No, but
Paradox
what
is going to hit me hard.
What was the difficulty rating at? Because it looks like he only got 2 successes, not 3.
He lowered it.
Okay.
He used 3 points of quintessence to lower the difficulty.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm consulting right now, is how much paradox is this going to set off, and the effects of this. So we got that, and we got that, and you did that. Let's go! Boy, oh boy, Can I have an athletics plus let's have an athletics plus a strength roll from everybody, please. Except for you, Toshime, you do not get one.
Okay.
1 second. Hi.
Sorry, Rob. There, that's
Maybe.
my athletics and strength.
And if you don't have athletics, you take a -1.
That means I don't have any dice. I have 1 in strength and I don't have athletics.
So you get a chance dice.
So chance dice, that's just D10, right?
Just a D10.
You already rolled it.
And I got an 8.
Okay, and now we just need Reinhardt.
Sorry, what was the roll again? Someone just knocked
Strength
on my
plus
door.
athletics.
He broke the
Strength.
world again.
Strength plus athletics. What was that for him? Decent athletics. Okay, strength. Whoop. Okay. What's that's a 0, assuming.
Yep.
Actually, did I have lucky on this guy?
Yes, you did.
Okay, I'm gonna use a reroll here because I don't know what's gonna happen.
Okay.
Actually, this is probably just a roll to stay standing up, isn't it?
I'm not
You
going
can't
to
say.
use.
You know what? I don't think this is gonna kill me. I'm not gonna burn a lucky on it. I'll just take the 0.
Okay. So here's what's going to happen. Warren, as you lift your arm up, it begins to blaze with white lights. as you begin to slowly etch and draw shimmering images of stars forming in the sky, small, faint lines connecting them like a constellation. And as you work, something snaps. And a great swirling black vortex opens up in the night sky as you are suddenly lifted up your feet and pulled towards it.
He divided by 0, didn't he?
Portia, you get pulled up from where you are and literally just pass through the walls as if they are not there as you get pulled up into the sky. And Warren, you're just putting away your phone when suddenly it feels like you're getting jerked up and you just start going through the ceiling, through the ceiling, through the ceiling until you are out under the sky flying towards this hole. Cody
What the hell did you do?
reacts.
For the record, I was
Yes?
going to say earlier that instead of going to bed, Cody was going to go grab a sandwich, but then you had moved on to others, so I didn't have the opportunity.
Cody, as you're getting your sandwich, you feel this suction grab you. You're able to grab onto the table before it lifts you up. However, just as it feels like it's just starting to abate a little bit, your grip slips and you go flying up as well into this black swirling rift.
Could we get 10 minutes to relax?
Apparently not.
Reinhardt
Yeah,
just stuffs his hands into his coat pockets and he's like, well, here we go again.
I posted in stream how I feel. Or how we feel.
I'm going to look. Hype. Yeah, this is what happens when you set off 16 points of paradox.
16 points of paradox.
A literal black hole. That is how we're going to die. A literal black hole.
And
Going
as
off the rails on a crazy train.
At least it wasn't 20.
as you guys go through the rifts, you suddenly are flopping on the ground.
Oh, hey, this is what the afterlife looks like. Neat.
Who has spirit?
I have
That'd be
a
me.
point of spirit.
I've got 4.
Anyone who has spirit, dots in spirit may make an arete roll.
Welcome to our next paradox realm.
Alright, so it's just the points of arete, right?
Yep.
1 success.
Okay.
1 success.
Can Cody at least still have like the supplies for his sandwich in his hands?
Yes. That's
He's
okay.
still holding a slice of bologna.
You had just finished making your sandwich when this happened.
Okay, cool.
He's just standing there on a chaos plane holding a sandwich. Oh, Sam, you found your way to the
Scoob, my sandwich!
No, Sam, you found your way to the 9th plane of torment on your way to the kitchen? I am not a clever man.
Okay, Reinhardt and Portia, both of you detect this is not a paradox realm like the one you were just in a few hours ago. You are back in the Umbra.
Oh,
So the new
Well.
bracelet that the old man gave me is really tingly right now. Is that bad?
Is Warren here with us?
Yes, all of you are
Okay.
landed together.
Okay.
Alexis gets out of the shower and looks around. Where'd everybody go?
Alexis, you got out of the shower and now you are not in the shower, you are now in the spirit world.
The hell?
When you're
At least
so
have a
clean,
towel with me.
when you get
Yes.
so clean,
Okay.
you clean away reality.
Oh, you
So
could've
I'm-
hit him with
I'm-
that hot no.
Wearing a towel and my torque, and that's about it.
It worked. My thesis worked.
What
What's
Your
his-
thesis-
Have any
happened?
pants? Like extra pants?
Excuse me,
Wait.
excuse me. Your thesis, meaning this was on purpose.
There were stars in the sky that were missing that people were talking about in the Order of Hermes. And I was trying to figure out a way to get it to come back.
Warren, we are in another plane of reality that we did not ask to be in, and you're saying that you did this on purpose?
I can bring us back, right?
I knew that paradox was going to happen, but this is something that will be noted in Hermes lore from now on.
While he's justifying his actions, I'm just casually swapping to the Mace magazine for the paintball gun.
I can bring us back, right?
You could probably try to open a rift. Right now, it looks like you guys just got thrown into the deep umbra, though.
I'm
Like-
gonna just try to be like, well, no harm, no foul, and just try to open a rift for everyone.
Well, before you do that, we could always contact Isaac.
Yeah, right now it looks like you guys are literally standing on a dark, like crystal black substance in the middle of like a star-studded sky, literally in all directions.
Before
Oh,
we contact Isaac, before we do any exploring, Warren, face or crotch? Pick one or I'm shooting both.
Face.
I shoot him in the face with a mace paintball.
As you shoot, nothing happens.
My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined.
I'd like to use correspondence.
Hang on, one moment. And then a moment later, a hot dog shoots out and whacks Warren in the face.
I am okay with this.
The laws of physics do not work out here necessarily. They're more guidelines.
Ah, was that far out?
I
Yes,
would
Yes.
like,
but
What do you want to try, Zim?
I want to use correspondence to at least get Alexis a pair of pants.
Do you have spirits?
No.
Do you have a pocket dimension that you stored pants in?
I think I've got a pocket dimension with all sorts of guns and probably some armor. I guess I could grab him flak pants.
You could grab him flak pants. I would allow that.
Are flak
Okay.
pants a thing?
Yeah.
Does nobody have a jacket?
Thank you very much, Cody.
It's the
Reinhardt
best I
will
can
take
do at this present location.
Reinhardt
Why?
will
Alexis
take
wears a towel shirt.
and at this current circumstance, I'm going to use my arm to make sure that this is to create to make sure that this is a stable creation.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Reinhardt is going to take off his overcoat and offer it to them. Well, I should really say trench coat, because that's really what it is.
Quick
Thank you very
question.
much, Reinhardt.
What colors did you say that Portia's hair got turned?
Right side is bright pink, and the left side is dark blue.
A fun fact, when Reinhardt takes off his overcoat, you notice that the white shirt that he's wearing underneath has like a notable like set of lines where the overcoat normally hangs over, where it's just a lot cleaner. So it's like he's wearing a white shirt, but like in the front middle, it's kind of gray.
And since we are in the Umbra, this should make magic easier. And with my Prime, I'm able to absorb quintessence from here.
Okay.
Oh wait, I have a point in Prime as well.
Also, probably important to note that the trench coat 100% smells like alcohol.
That's okay.
So wait, with a point in Prime, that means you can absorb quintessence from the Umbra?
No, you need high prime to do that.
Ah, okay.
So,
Yeah, because
since we're in the Umbra, how easy was this?
This far out, difficulty 4.
yeah, I'm
So-
not very familiar with how Prime works, so you'll have to give me a heads up anytime that it's potentially relevant.
You're good.
So, you said you all wanted to talk to someone? Or are we just going to be sitting around? Because I would personally prefer to be back on a plane of reality, where things make sense.
I would still like to have a proper explanation as to why we are here.
Because a certain somebody doesn't ask permission before doing very risky and dangerous things in our immediate proximity.
Well, see, I think we can
What?
get an explanation when we are somewhere that is safe and reasonable and not in the astral plane.
That is
Which
fair.
we're only in because somebody doesn't exercise proper precautions.
Very well, call them up. I don't know if I've got the ability. I think it's somebody with spirit that needs to. I could be wrong.
Yeah, who are we calling?
Isaac, the space traveler.
Oh,
We need a space Uber.
what? Why do we need that?
We're in the middle of the Umbra.
Because
I
because the
traverse
gauntlet
the
is-
Umbra for shits and giggles. I can bring us back, probably.
not this deep. You're probably going to Paradox trying to get across the gauntlet.
You could probably get you back closer to the mortal world, and then you could try to make a jump there, but it would be a dangerous journey, to say the least.
So much better to call up Isaac and have him come Uber us.
Hey, can I have a perception awareness roll from everyone, please? Real quick, as you guys are talking about this and making plans.
Perception,
What
awareness.
horrible
Let's go.
monstrosity is about to come upon us.
I am apparently way too distracted with how angry I am at Warren right now.
Let's see. That is oof. Is it still success? What's the success
7.
rate on this? 7.
7.
Yeah. I
Oh
got
my
5.
goodness!
Oh.
All right, let's see.
Radar
so that's
kick on all of a
2.
sudden?
Yeah. So that's wow. Six successes.
Okay.
I rolled a
Portia?
-2.
That's with 2 1s, by the way.
Portia, you are so livid, so angry, so upset that you're almost shouting that you don't hear the giant roar that goes through. You're so angry. It feels like it's your own roar of rage.
And I swear to the fucking elements, if you do one more experiment that's this risky without warning us beforehand, I am going to shove this paintball gun in places the manufacturers never intended.
Warren, Alex, Cody, you guys hear the ear-splitting roar of something And
Oh.
Reinhardt, yet the umbral sky around you, it's moving. And then you see to your left a large glowing sun just like open.
Oh! Oh! Is this an astral dragon?
This may be an umbral dragon, aka a space leviathan, yes.
Oh! Okay, so I'm just
So
like
your
not...
specialty.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and be like, we don't have time to make a call. We gotta go now. So I'm gonna try to portal us out of here with spirit powers.
I just want to say real quick, this was always a running gag of talking about wait, where's the space leviathan? Coming from the technocrat who was in the party at the time. They never ever saw a space leviathan. So it's like, hey, where are you guys at right now? Oh, they are out here. Meet the umbral dragon.
So Reinhardt basically just goes, shit! And, man, I still don't really know how to do a good description of how he does magic mumbo jumbo.
Emergency oh shit button. I don't care where we go, anywhere but here.
Basically. And he just, like, waves his arms above everyone and just tries to make a huge fucking portal.
Help, someone, please, open a rift, get us out of here, please, I don't care which god it is, just open the door!
Okay, and why the hell are you screaming? That is, I shouldn't have been yelling.
Reinhardt, give me an Arete roll from you, please.
What? It's 4 is the success here?
Yep.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
Okay, this is a panicked
Jump.
Yes?
Real quick, where's my
Yes.
uncle?
He did not get pulled here.
Okay.
Can I roll willpower to make it less panicked?
Make a willpower roll for that. I will allow you to, yes.
Okay.
Make a willpower roll for me. See if you can get your panic under control as you see the giant space leviathan looking right at you.
What's up? You look tasty.
He's just gonna try to poker face and just be like, okay, this will as long as I cast my spells, this will work and we won't all die horribly. All right, let's see. Ooh, what? Did that?
There it goes.
Okay.
Okay,
I was like, did that not take? There were like 2 10s in there.
No, sometimes in
It can be
system-
slow.
No!
You can reroll.
Why?
I will let you use your lucky to reroll those 2 ones.
Okay, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
This is DM Fiat kicking in. I want to see you do cool things.
God damn it! Okay, it's 1. I'll take it because it cancels itself out at least. So that's willpower 6.
Okay, that's enough to keep your panic from going nuts and just blind jumping somewhere like, oh, Malpheus.
Yeah, I don't want to jump further. I need to specifically be like, okay, I need to jump, but I need to make sure we don't fucking die.
I don't know.
That way, I'm
Malpheus
pretty
is.
sure is the good way.
I don't
If
know
we jump
is,
to
it sounds
Malpheus,
bad.
though, we'll get to meet the Grecian Sun Prince this game.
Yeah.
As you jump and you vanish, just as the dragon begins to open its mouth, a swirling vortex opens and swipes over all of you as you vanish. And as you vanish, the great space dragon looks down at the place where there once were travelers and frowns. I made space cookies and space milk. I thought I had visitors for the first time.
Well, maybe give us a hey instead of looking like you're gonna eat us, buddy.
As you guys jump, make a willpower roll, everyone, please. I will not require. Reinhardt, you do not need to make a roll.
Okay.
Is it your total willpower or current willpower?
Your total. Your total. It's always your total.
But it uses it like. No, it doesn't. It doesn't use willpower to roll willpower. It uses willpower to re-roll. So I shouldn't. I don't take a tick of willpower for that.
Nope.
Okay, cool.
You don't take a tick. Nope.
7, I assume.
Yep. Always 7 unless I say otherwise.
I'm taking a willpower to reroll.
Okay.
And how does willpower recover again?
You recover 1 point of willpower per night of good sleep, or by doing something badass and awesome that reaffirms your will.
So I didn't happen to recover one at the end of last.
Not yet.
Thing,
No, you
right?
haven't had a
Okay.
chance to actually sleep.
Was it not awesome to look to face my own fear and all that stuff?
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Okay, thank you. And I used one to re-roll, so I was asking. That is much better. Okay.
Can I request a tick of willpower back for just saving everyone's life, or should I wait until after this roll?
Let's wait because of where you're going to end up.
Ah, shit.
Ooh, Alexis.
Yeah, we're going out of the frying pan into the fire, you know. So
No, he made sure you guys didn't jump into the fire. Otherwise, really bad things would happen.
You
Oh,
went
so
out
we
of the
jumped
frying
from
pan
the
and into the
frying.
pot.
Yeah.
You jumped onto another frying pan.
Except this
All
one's
right.
got hot oil.
So everyone got at least 1 success. Good. Okay. So as you guys jerk into your new reality, none of you basically collapse throwing up. Your
Yay.
stomachs are not agreeing with you right now, but you're able to keep it under control.
Okay, everyone, you're welcome. I will take the thanks now. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Where did you take us exactly?
He looks around. That is a good question. Not there, though.
Around you, you can see.
Joke.
If it's all the same to
Spartans
you,
everywhere.
I would like to I would like to ensure that you did actually save us before I give you thanks.
Same.
My arm
The
is still
world
tingling. We're still in the Ember
is-
somewhere.
The world is dark, dreary. Everything is in grays. There's not really any color except what's coming off of you. But around you, it looks like you guys are
Hey, my hair's
Standing-
normal again.
on a dusty old road. But there's not that much around you at all. Everything just seems gray and empty and hollow. But you can see the stars above you. The night sky is the same. The stars, however, seem almost brighter, more real in some ways.
Cody stood upon that road, gazing around him, curious about where they actually wound up. He contemplated
can
to
make-
himself.
You're narrating again. Cody, you're narrating your life again. This
You
isn't
can
the
make
documentary.
a intelligence plus occult roll for this.
I was trying to do, noir style thing, detective show.
Do I look over to the side and see a single farmhouse with a windmill and hear someone inside yell, "Stupid dog!"
You made me look bad!
Well,
What are we rolling?
Anyone who wants to try to identify where you guys are at, a knowledge plus, a intelligence plus occult roll, please.
Intelligence
Oh,
plus.
boy.
occult.
yeah, I somehow with 6 dice managed to roll a 0, so.
Where's my...
Did not research this part.
Okay.
I got a 2, but I don't know if I want to stick with that or re-roll.
I got a 2, but I'm okay with that.
feel like I could do better. I'm gonna burn a point of willpower for a reroll.
Okay.
Actually, I think
hang out on
Warren.
that,
Yeah, I think
My
Warren's got
specialty.
this covered.
We can get some good rolls this game.
Warren's just like, hey, I've actually been here before. Oh, in one of your previous experiments.
Oh God, Warren got a -7. Oof.
Warren.
I've been putting dashes, so it is 7.
I know.
Warren and Alexis both know where you guys are. Alexis, you know, you guys are in the underworld. Warren, you know that you are on one of the islands in the underworld. You are now in the upper area, the Deadlands.
Okay. And actually looking at the stars, can I see the mask?
Yes.
Nice.
Do me and Cody know anything?
Okay.
Nope.
So where are we now?
The underworld.
We're in the underworld.
Definitely
Upper
not
layer.
thanking you at all, Reinhardt. I hope you
So-
understand.
Hold on,
There
is the
isn't the dragon here.
Is the underworld a necessarily bad place?
No, we're no longer being attacked by Godzilla. Instead, we're in hell.
No, I mean
No,
like
it's not hell.
from a mage perspective, is this place necessarily a bad place?
No, this is where people who had unfinished business go when they die.
Hmm.
It's
Purgatory.
basically run by a group of really, really old ghosts.
So
Oh,
rather,
well,
rather
like-
than being chased by Godzilla, we're now in purgatory.
Yeah, this
Sounds
is
like, yeah.
I feel like this place is my jam. I'm pretty sure Reinhardt knows his way around here.
Doesn't
Yeah,
Portia have life magic?
Does Portia have life magic? I have 3 points of it.
This place is like, Portia, this place feels wrong to you.
Like I said, we are in hell.
Cody's got 1.
Yeah, Cody, you would feel it too, just not as strongly.
Reinhardt has 2, but that life magic is supposed to be centered towards death.
Anyone who has entropy, this place feels right at home for you.
Oh,
What if
hey,
you have
I've
life
got
and
that.
entropy?
So it feels both to you, right and wrong.
Well, I got
just
2
like
in
normal life.
entropy, so I guess it feels more at home than wrong.
I want to go home. I wanna
Entropy
go home,
3
I wanna
here.
go home. I want to stab Warren in the face. I want to go home. I want to go home.
Warren, if we survive all of this, I'm killing you.
Get in line.
Hey, we're already here.
Warren, you also would know with that roll, you guys are going to attract attention very, very quickly.
Alright, so Cody is going to be keeping an eye out on the ceiling for white little mounds. And if any slugs come down, he's shooting at them.
What?
Limbo.
What?
This is a reference to something, isn't it?
Yes.
The game, Limbo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so confused.
Have you guys never played Limbo?
No?
Like with the pole, and you have to bend over backwards to slip underneath it.
No, the black and white game.
No.
Wow.
I remember the kid hitting a bear trap, and there were bear traps.
Oh, yes, yes. Okay, you know the game, but basically there's little mind control slugs that fall on you and make you run into death.
And watch
I
out for the
thought this
Death
was
Knights.
I thought it was a popular enough game to make a good reference. This is what I get for trying to make a reference. At least
Oh, yeah,
Toshime
Kerr.
got it.
Yes.
No Death Knights in this era.
Yet.
Oh, okay. Now I know what game you're talking about. I just googled it. I recognized the screenshots. I didn't know that was the name of the game.
To be honest, the main reason I remember the name of the game is because Parental Floss did a video on it where instead of actually doing, you know, dark, dreary kind of music, he instead did, you know, party limbo music. Like for the
Dun
how
dun
low
dun
can
dun
you go?
dun dun dun.
Yeah, basically.
All
While
right.
singing
Well,
about all of the horrible, horrible deaths that you suffer in that game.
All right. Well,
Reinhard, whatever you did, can you do it again to get us somewhere
can I do that here? Is that a thing I can do in the underworld?
less gray?
You could
Maybe?
try.
Okay. Well, I can try. So let's give it a try. Another Arete roll.
Yep.
Somewhere not worse than here, if possible.
I got us in. I should presumably be able to get us out.
Little. Oh my god.
Oof. All right, Lucky. Time for your second use of the game. All right, that's what's my difficulty rating here?
7 unless he
6.
says. Oh, 6. Good.
Okay. So that's 3 successes.
Make a willpower roll for me.
Everybody?
Nope, just Reinhardt.
Oh boy. Bye, Reinhard.
6, 7, 8.
Bye,
It's a
Hart.
good thing I've got that I've got the dice. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, I don't. Okay, now we're gonna use Lucky. No, wait, no. You know, I got 3 uses of Lucky. Might as well use them to the best extent. Otherwise, I'm not getting the full benefit. All right, Lucky number 3, go. I don't have it anymore.
Whole world in my
Oh my
hands.
fucking god.
That looks almost like a botch.
Almost. It's not a botch, but it's almost a botch.
It is a failure, though.
Yeah, that would be a failure. Can you burn a point of willpower to
No, you got 1.
You
reroll
could-
willpower?
Yes, you
Oh
can.
my
You can
God.
spend a point of willpower to reroll.
Difficulty
Okay.
is 6, so you got 1.
No, not for this one. This
Or
was a difficulty
2.
7.
7.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a willpower roll.
And
Oh, the
he-
willpower,
and he
right.
burned the-
Good.
So he burned the luck to get a worse roll. So he's
Hmm.
still stuck with the new roll.
Yeah, that's how.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Come on.
What the fuck?
What?
The dice
Why?
abandoned you.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to burn 1 more willpower, but
You can't.
if
You can't.
You had a,
Only one
Nope.
per.
you had a
Only
2,
one
a
per.
0, and a
only
1.
1 per.
You're get,
This is
To
another 0
mention-
here.
How much
The
freaking
universe does
willpower
not
do you
want
even
you
have
to succeed.
left? I know you
Uh,
burned a whole lot on the last session. And you've already burned a lot this session.
I didn't burn.
No,
that
he has
much
luck.
last session.
So he has 3 free points of willpower basically every session
I have 3 free re-rolls.
that he can use per session.
But I can only use it on a failed roll.
Yes. Reinhardt. You try to conjure another rift, and something just mentally bitch slapped you, and you are now out cold on the ground.
Well, that's not good.
All right, I can try.
And like everyone else, you guys see Reinhardt begin his work to open another portal before literally he goes flying 5 feet to the left, as if he just got punched by something.
Alexis will make sure he's okay.
Can I attempt to resuscitate him?
He's not really hurt. It just knocked him for a loop for a minute. He'll be
Okay,
up
so
and
just a
at
little
it in like a
dazed.
minute or 2.
So he's just a little dazed. Okay.
Yeah, he's out for a bit. Give me a perception awareness roll from everyone too, while you guys are checking on him.
Yay, I'm not completely useless.
I am. My
I
concern.
am as well.
Wow, my concern for him is just all-consuming.
Why? What is going on?
We rolled a bunch of good rolls, and now they're counteracting.
I'm not actually upset with this though, too, because it's like
Whatever's
You guys
coming,
are
gotta
all-
get the jump on us. That's for sure.
Okay,
you guys are all concerned about Reinhardt.
Moriarty.
Yep.
It was you that pointed out earlier that we were having good rolls, right?
Yep.
Perfect.
Burn
You
the
changed
witch.
us. You're going in.
Burn the witch.
Yeah, you never comment on that. You're going straight to the pit of death.
Oh, come on.
There, he has been sentenced to the timeout pit of death.
I mean, that's appropriate for where you guys are at right now.
Pit
Hey,
of death, isn't that just a
Zim?
section of yard that's 2 blocks deep?
Hey, Zim.
Yes, Moriarty.
I think your pit of death is broken.
Why?
I was standing in it, and I'm still alive.
Oh, no. It's just where you stand. You just stand in there and you can't get out.
You think about what you did, mister.
I will
Here's a
say there
timeout,
is,
Marten.
there is one thing that I wish that Discord had that TeamSpeak had, which was sticky, where you could literally... I had a little Band-Aid roll. that
Oh
would just-
god! Oh god, this is you guys right now!
This video. Oh, I love this video. That poor little beach Marten is just so confused. He just wanted egg.
And why is he in the alcohol section?
Oh, you know why.
He's going through a rough time right now, okay?
There were so many people. That's why he had to go to the alcohol section.
That's fair.
You had social phobias.
Uh-huh.
All right. So Kerr, what is now upon us? No, we don't even know what's upon us. We're completely unaware.
Yeah, you guys are currently busy going, oh god, Reinhardt, is he okay? Did something hit him?
Wait, did I actually have the highest awareness roll?
Uh-huh.
You did.
I have 3 dice!
That's just how it goes.
So I mean, we've ascertained that he is still alive. I assume at this point, right?
Yeah, he's okay. He's just out cold for a minute.
Okay.
You know, usually
Be
you
right
die
back,
first,
coffee
then you
arrived.
go to hell, but it looks like we're gonna do that backwards.
Go to hell, die.
And Alexis ruled a -3.
I did.
Is that a botch?
Somehow.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it's a super
Mhm.
botch. Take a botch, multiply by 3. That's what I got.
Wait, so both Alexis and Cody botched.
Yeah, no, they're absolutely. Oh god, he's going to die. He's going to die. Yeah, right now Cody and Alexis is firmly believing that Reinhardt's going to die from that.
Reinhardt, wake up! We need you to get out of here.
They're going, he's going to die. Portia's going, we're going to die. And is actually still alert to the room around them, even if only mildly so.
That's what I was asking. I mean, checking his vitals, making sure he's still alive, and then, I assume the concern would fade, but, I
Oh
guess
god,
that's
you
taking
can't
up a
feel
lot
his
of our-
pulse. You can't feel his pulse.
Oh, great.
You're checking the wrong part of his arm though, but you don't
Right,
realize
yeah,
that.
Yeah. Gonna lightly slap him on the face a little bit. Reinhardt, wake up! You're the only one that can get us out of here.
Entropy 3, I feel fine.
Can someone please play the Half-Life sound effect?
So, what happens after they completely botch their perception rolls?
They're panicking right now, trying to resuscitate Reinhardt, thinking he's dying.
Joke.
Does Portia see or hear anything? Or was one not enough?
Portia, it's not important right now. Reinhardt's down.
The Half-Life sound effect.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, you know the one. Not that one. That one works, but not that one.
I saw beep beep beep.
Yeah, the flat
User
line.
death
Yeah, flatline.
emblem.
Oh, I have a Marten video with that.
Oh yes, I know that Martin video.
It's just that, but Reinhardt.
I don't know the number on that one though. So what happened?
Nothing currently. You guys are just currently worried about Reinhardt as he begins to stir and awaken.
Oh, thank God. Reinhardt, are you okay? Slap, 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 slap.
It's like that. You know that scene from Airplane.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, get a hold of yourself. Slap, slap.
Mhm.
I'll take care of him. Reinhardt.
Shake, shake.
As
Shake,
Reinhardt
shake.
slowly, finally starts to wake up.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty.
Shake, shake. Shake the Reinhardt.
What
The
happened?
Reinhardt.
I don't
And Portia
know.
should notice first.
Should I roll perception plus awareness now?
No, you can wake up. You'll just wake up.
Should I roll it though to see whatever the hell everyone else is missing?
Nope. You are currently waking up, so you don't have a chance to try to do
You're
so.
concussed, dude.
I don't know if I'm concussed. I don't know
This
what
is
that.
like-
I don't...
This is like waking up after 2.5 hours of sleep.
Someone
mode
just
right
dick
now.
punch you across the street.
I thought it was a head punch.
There it is. I love
It's
that
like someone just turned the Marten off.
The blep sound is perfect.
Blip. Blip.
Alright. So. Wake up, get up, stand up, dust myself off.
You had us so worried, man.
What happened?
Don't do that.
Well,
You're
we're
t-
in the underworld.
You were trying to make a portal and you got thrown across the land. Not sure what's going on here.
Guys.
Not right now. We are trying to assist our friend. Do you not care about Reinhardt?
Yeah,
Guys.
or Portia.
Guys.
What?
So what is it that Portia sees?
Nothing.
You said that she'd be the first one to see it.
Yeah, but you haven't seen anything. You did not roll
Nope.
high enough.
You'll be
That's
the
what I was
first
gonna-
one to
I was
see it as it taps you on your shoulder.
Hmm.
Guys, can we oh, we can't go home, can we? No, because he was our way out of here, and I'm panicking again.
Okay, if we're going to be here for a little bit, I might as well tap the staff down to let everybody see an entropy.
Okay.
Why don't we try this again? Could I get some magical boost this time?
I have a point of prime.
I was more going for entropy magic to.
I do not have entropy.
I can help with that.
Okay. That should lower the difficulty for me.
You can go for it.
Do I need to roll?
Yes, to try to channel the magic to him.
Alright. I have woken up after worse things. And none of us are dead, as far as I can tell. So?
Unless you count where we are.
What am I rolling to help him?
Arete, for your magic.
Okay.
Let's
Let's
good.
go. Let's go!
Five.
Okay, Reinhardt, make your roll.
Alright. Same as it ever was. Oh boy, let's go!
That's better.
Let's go!
Much better.
Oh, finally a good roll.
Okay,
2,
what are we going to
4,
bring with
6,
us with this good roll?
7, maybe 8 successes.
Reinhardt,
just like,
Cody,
I
as
am
you
not
guys begin
dying here.
as you guys begin to channel your magic and work together, you both get yeeted about 10 feet across the road.
Am I unconscious again?
What the hell?
Make a willpower roll, both of you.
God damn it! God damn it!
You got a 10.
I did get a 10. I
That's
did
all right.
get a
That's
10.
good.
Okay.
Nice. Keep it going.
Okay.
Cody saving the day.
I've got I think my total is 2. Unless it's below 7.
Nope, you're
it's
good,
good.
you're good. So, Cody, Reinhardt, you guys both just felt like someone just kicked you in the dick so hard, you went flying about 10 feet.
Oh! Oh, that's not good.
Dang.
Okay, screw this. Warren, I'm killing you now.
I imagine
Because at this
Cody's
rate,
voice
I don't
will-
think we are going to survive this.
I just imagine, Cody, when you say that, your voice is a little bit more high-pitched.
I'm killing you now.
Reinhardt, do you sense anything nearby that could be hindering us from getting out of here?
Yeah, I think I'm going to just stay here as a guard for a minute.
Someone could try to, if you wish, you can tell me how you want to try to detect someone.
I don't have much that can help in this case.
Well, I did roll my entropy and got a 1. 1 success.
Did you do that when they were doing theirs?
Just
Before, I
before.
Warren, it took a second, but you're now also on the ground, feeling like someone just kicked you in the dick.
Okay, no magic.
And it actually did feel like someone kicked you in the dick.
So I have 2 points of mind. Can I attempt to sense another mind nearby?
You can. Yes, you can.
Can I set up some pillows first?
Yes, you can.
What pillows? What pillows?
No.
Cody, we need
Okay.
some pillows. You never know when they could come in handy.
So how about a combination of mind and force to try to keep myself stationary?
Okay, you can try.
Cody's just going to put an
I don't like the
entire
way you said that.
Amazon warehouse in his pocket dimension.
I don't like the way you said that. This an Arete roll?
Yep.
Can I be on standby when he attempts this?
Damn
If
it.
I see any disturbances around him, to use matter to just have a spike erupt out of the ground towards whatever disturbance I see.
You could try. Yes.
Can I try any sort of knowledge roll to know what's like stopping me from casting?
In a moment. One moment. Hey, Alexis.
Yeah.
you have now gotten a nuclear wedgie.
Oh my god. With Kevlar
Okay.
pants. Or with what
Yes, it
black
hurts.
pants.
Since
Ow!
I was prepping the spike, as soon as I see the nuclear wedgie, I fire the spike off immediately behind him.
Make an irritate roll.
And then a willpower roll.
Mhm.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, Portia.
What?
Something has just lifted you up and yeeted you about 10 feet right on top of Cody and Reinhardt.
Oh.
Has anybody here played Hades?
Nope. I hear it's good though.
Well, whatever's out there, please stop fucking with us.
There's no response.
We need to stop using magic right now. That's the reason.
We could have said that earlier. Balls are
How
never going to
often-
drop again.
How often do you let the dead speak?
Why? I asked.
Wait,
Ask
letting the
them.
dead speak.
Stop messing with us.
I can try to listen in to see if there's anything around us. I'm still kind of figuring out how to use this freaking thing, but I can give it a shot.
Make your irritate roll.
Okay, so yeah, I've got the 1 point of spirit, so I'm gonna be making the attempt.
I don't suppose with my 4 spheres and spirit that I know anything or feel anything.
You could try to detect it.
I'll take that knowledge roll first.
Okay, as you are thinking, Reinhardt, Portia suddenly lifts up about 10 feet and then drops down on top of you and Cody.
Oh.
Wasn't even doing anything. I was listening. That is incredibly rude. I was giving you a chance to explain what's going on using your words like an adult.
And then something boops you on the nose.
Still not using words.
Maybe we should just try to walk down the road.
Walk
Reinhardt,
up.
give me a knowledge occult roll.
Who? Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, intelligence.
Reinhardt.
Which,
Anyone who has knowledge of occult can try to make this roll to identify.
Oh, good.
what is intelligence occult?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone can make this roll that would like to try.
It's intelligence plus occult. Oh
Yes.
boy, that's my specialty.
Dice do not like me today.
By a specialty, I meant 2.
Get fucked. Get slightly less fucked.
None of us know what's going on.
Cody, do you want to try?
Intelligence plus occult?
Yep.
And
Sorry, this is the first time I've had eggs in a while. I'm enjoying it.
Nice.
you don't walk down the road of death, you walk up it to leave.
Well, fair enough, but which way is up? Roads don't go up, silly. Unless they're on a hill.
Assuming difficulty 7, 1.
Yep. Don't you have...
Huh?
that's 2. You have 2
Yeah, you got
successes.
2 from the 10 and
right.
1 from the 8.
Derp. 2.
There's only one
Alright.
one.
Portia and Cody. You're not 100% sure, because this isn't necessarily normal behavior. However, in your general research, Cody, and Portia, you have heard stories. This seems like you could be under attack by a stripling pack. Possibly. It would explain what is going on right now. A stripling pack is a pack of child ghosts who have fallen to the dark side of their souls and been basically devoured by their shadows and turned into specters. They tend to spend a lot of their time tormenting, teasing, and trying to convince children to do really dangerous things to get them killed so they can join them.
Lovely.
For the people who don't know, this is from Wraith.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I still have the Mace paintball magazine loaded and ready, so I'm going to pop one of the paintballs out of the magazine and set it down on the ground to see if it rolls, and if it does, which direction.
It has not been touched. Likely what they're doing is there's multiple around, and they're fucking with you whenever they see you guys trying to do something out of the ordinary.
Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. He said you go up the road. So if the paintball starts rolling, we go the opposite direction.
It does not roll. The road is perfectly level.
That was worth a shot. I'm going to put it back in the magazine.
It is worth a shot indeed. Give me another perception awareness roll, everyone.
Perception and awareness.
Well, at least it's not a complete botch like it was before.
That's 10. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Okay. Warren, you can hear very faint, soft giggles. And Reinhardt, even fainter, you can hear the sounds of marching boots coming your direction.
Oh, that's bad.
And it sounds like there's a lot of them.
Can I judge the direction?
No, not with that. It sounds like there's so many, it's almost like just a boom, 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 boom. That's getting louder and louder.
Can I specifically look for footprints, one near us to try to determine where these children's spirits might be, and two on the horizons to determine where these approaching boots might be?
Do ghosts leave footprints?
Nah, they don't want to.
Don't hurt to check though, I suppose.
No signs of that. However, towards the east, you can see dozens upon dozens of armored figures in black metal marching towards you.
Okay, that's a bad thing.
Looks like maybe 100. They have swords, pikes, shields, full like plate armor is what they're wearing.
Okay, I think it's time we leave.
Yeah, we tried that. Remember?
Leave as in this direct spot. And Reinhardt quickly picks himself up and starts walking.
You hear the sound of a war horn being blown as everyone else can now hear that and look towards this approaching army coming towards you.
You know, I agree. Let's go west.
Let's go west.
Reinhardt's already like jogging.
Which
Like
is
you say,
impressive.
you say let's go west. You turn around and Reinhardt's like 20 feet away in a jog.
Alright, everyone give me a athletics plus dexterity roll, please.
Oh,
I'm
this is
just
always good.
imagining that Reinhardt is doing the old lady speed walk thing with the arms swinging.
The power of fear compels me.
So if you have 0 in a particular talent, you have to take a -1
Minus
to the
1.
roll.
Correct. Yes,
What was
minus
it?
1.
Wait, what?
Dex plus athletics. If you don't have athletics, you take a -1.
So I still have that 6.
Oh my
experience-
goodness!
I still have
Nice.
that 6. I still have that 6 experience points that was banked. Can I spend that right now?
No.
Good try, though.
Spontaneously manifest the ability to run.
This would be a time to do it. This would be a time to do it.
Spending a point of willpower.
Okay.
I have one more after this.
Reinhardt
That
is
means
going
that
to...
my roll is 2 then, since if you take a -1 if you don't have any points in that.
Reinhardt is going to... Reinhardt's going to
making-
make a faithful recreation of a popular scene from Pirates of the Caribbean 2.
Jack Sparrow just confused look and then run away. I know
Jack
that
Sparrow running, arms twirling with the entire tribe chasing him.
Okay, let me see real quick. Oh my! How many successes did you have, Reinhardt?
6. There's a dust-shaped cloud of in Reinhardt shape.
But yeah, like I said, you're like, yeah, let's go west. You turn around, Reinhardt is already
gone.
And I'm going to say
he's
to the
going.
striplings, come with us if you don't want to be forged.
Full on Daffy Duck style.
So, do you want to know how many successes I rolled on my dice pool?
Oh dear, how many?
No.
10.
Oh, jeez.
Do you know what happens as you guys all begin to run?
They
They're
catch up.
just there.
No, Warren. Oh, sorry. First, Cody, you feel something grab you by your pants and underwear and then pull. And you go, ooh. You basically keep running, your feet come off the ground, and you fall right on your back. Next, Portia, you're running as fast as you can, and then it feels like you just hit something that wasn't there and go face first into the dirt.
How about me? I tied with Cody with 1.
Alexis, you just caught another nuclear wedgie as you're
Another one.
running.
God damn it.
As you
Leave
go
my
down.
underwear alone. Actually, I don't even have. Wait, I don't have underwear. Just my pants then. Leave my
Yes.
pants alone. They're borrowed.
Warren, you run. You feel something coming towards your left side. You lean to the right. Dodge it. You feel something coming towards straight on. You jump. Parkour! You yell. As you land, something comes from above. You duck into a roll before 2 things hit you straight on and you go down. Reinhardt, you make it the farthest of the group before you feel like something just grabs your hand and then suplexes you into the ground.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
How much
I'm
damage
sorry.
am I taking from this?
No more
No
wedgies,
damage.
please.
Okay.
You just got knocked down.
Please, no more wedgies.
Hey,
I yield.
I'm going to pull out the pocket watch and say, well, Warren, you managed to get us killed in 2 hours. But while I'm saying this, I activate the pocket watch to accelerate time around me. Trying to
Okay.
be deceptive.
Make a dexterity plus what is the subterfuge? Let's go subterfuge.
I do not have points in subterfuge.
Oh, dexterity,
Dexterity -1.
Nice. Very nice.
I want to go home now.
We're in the land of the dead.
go,
we are not
go.
dead.
So that's 5 then?
Mm-hmm. Let's see, can I get a 10? Can I get a 10? Nope.
It's a 1.
They do not see it. They do not see it. You can make your Arete roll.
So it's Arete plus time then?
Nope, just Arete.
I still get confused with the dice rolls.
You're good.
Oh, for the love of. So I can burn a quintessence to
Get a
teach
success.
that, right? To get an automatic success.
Yes.
Is it limited to just one, or can I burn multiple?
You can spend as many as your your avatars. You can spend up to 5 as long as you have the points.
I'm burning 2 quintessence, so that gives me a total of 3 successes on that.
Okay. As time begins to slow and the ticking of the clock slows down.
And how much paradox?
Oh, we're in the Umbra, right?
Yeah, you're in the deep Umbra, so
None.
nothing here.
With
Actually, wait a minute. So yeah, what's the? Never mind. The difficulty is definitely not below 3, right?
No.
Mhm.
with people viewing, if they count.
They
Well,
don't count. No humans.
The last we checked was 6, was it?
5
Oh, 5.
in this realm.
Okay. I thought it was 6 here.
You haven't been able to pull off a successful magic use yet.
The striplings kept fucking with
Punching
us.
you guys in the face, or
Mhm.
kicking you in the dick, or
Or
yeeting
giving us
you.
wedgies.
Yeah, they're kids. What do you expect? They like pulling pranks and fucking with you. But yes, what do you want to try to do, Portia? As this army is slowly approaching you.
That moment when you meet a character in a video game that makes you think, man, I kind of get why child abuse is a thing.
Hey, Kurt,
Yes.
is it possible that I might have a rock salt grenade in my pocket dimension?
What's your occult?
3,
What's your intelligence?
4.
Yes, I can make the argument. Yes, that would be something you could have for just an oh shit moment.
Great. I'm gonna try and
Hang on.
Well,
Hang
I've-
on. Portia,
well, I've
slow
got-
down time.
I was gonna.
Well, I've got. Oh yeah, so I can actually make it for everybody,
Yes.
not just me.
No, it's just you for right now.
Yeah. So while I've got a moment to cast a spell, I'm going to use life magic. Can I augment it with prime? I only have 1 point in prime.
No, you cannot.
I'm going to use the life magic to create the largest, densest cloud of glowing spores that I possibly can. So they're harmless
How-
spores, but they glow, and they're all over the place.
How are you creating them?
I'm using the life magic.
How are you using life magic to do it, though?
Well, it's
What's your
the-
tell?
In this place of anti-life magic.
Oh, I use drawn sigils, and as for what I would be catalyzing for that, she does. Portia does keep seeds on her.
Okay. Yeah, you can go for it.
So that'd be an Arete roll.
Fair day roll. Yep.
And I
seeds
will
are
be-
different from spores.
But you can use life magic to alter seeds into
Transmute.
spores.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Okay.
That falls well within life magic for her. Difficulty is 9 for this.
Oh man.
I will be burning 2 quintessence.
Okay.
Can I stack willpower on that?
You can spend a single point of willpower per roll.
And burning it will accomplish. Will it lower the difficulty, or will it give me
Add
an
a
automatic-
success or re-roll. Your choice.
I'm gonna re-roll that one, or does it roll the whole hand?
It would be re-roll the whole hand, and you have a 10, so you get to roll the 10.
I'm just gonna use it to give an automatic success then.
Okay.
So that's 1, 2, 1. You said it was difficulty 9.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 1, 2, 1, and then the 2 points of quintessence I'm burning. So that's 2, 3, and then the willpower. So that's 4.
4
So I got
successes.
4.
Yep. That is enough to release the spores as you transmute the seed.
So in theory, we should be able to see the outlines of them as they move around through the cloud.
You do not see anything.
They're
It's
kind
life
of
magic. They're
incorporeal.
repelled.
What's up?
I mean, hey, if they're out of the area, that works too.
No, it's
What's it
life
do?
magic. It's not going to affect them.
They're incorporeal.
Mm-hmm.
When they want to be.
Yes, they can interact with you, but otherwise they have no physical presence if they don't want to have a physical presence.
So it's completely and
for-
totally useless.
You would need you would need Spirit 3 as well in order to give these a spiritual essence strong enough to interact with them and reveal them. You would need Spirit 3, Life 3.
Then there's no point to it whatsoever.
Entropy 3, you mean? Oh wait, no, spirit's different than entropy.
Yeah, Spirit could interact. Entropy theoretically could be used to do it too.
I mean,
How
the
about
very most that it would just be a
instead-
sparkly thing that distracts them.
How about instead you extend the time thing to the rest of us?
No, nope. Portia created the light show.
Okay.
It is worth a shot to try.
It was
I don't really know what we're
apparently
having
is-
for.
Which apparently is doing absolutely nothing to them, and now I'm completely out of quintessence.
And I'm going to whip my staff around and cast it so that this is affected by entropy.
That could work.
Are you going to be trying to hide you're doing this?
No.
Just hoping
Let's have
that
a roll then.
Just hoping that the shock was a big enough distraction.
They will have a penalty on their roll.
They weren't
Willpower to
expecting
reroll.
tiny lights.
Right after Warren is doing that, can Cody try and reach into his pocket dimension?
Yes.
Is that
And
an
this is-
arete? Or do I
Yes.
just do it? I do have 4
Arete.
dots of correspondence.
It would take an arete roll to actually activate the magic, because you have to type in the code and everything for your computer.
Nice.
And with this being where we are, would entropy be at 7 or?
Yes, entropy would be 5 here.
What's the difficulty on this?
For you, it would be for this magic 6.
Oh no. Oh
1, 2,
no.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Cody, you have no problems.
I am pulling out every little bit of salt-based weaponry that I have.
Cody, do you know what you just did?
What?
Gates of Babylon.
Yes.
Wait,
Yes.
So what was he
Can I
setting
even
out to do
fire
with this?
them?
What was he doing?
I mean, with correspondence 4, yes, you could do that. You could have them connected to your supercomputer and use your supercomputer to fire them.
Okay, what did he set out to do? I missed that part.
Rock salt.
Oh no.
Everyone, you're gonna need some water after this.
Daka 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 daka. As Warren, you swing your staff around, and you hear the solid clunk before yip, as something goes flying, and Cody proceeds to open fire on just the general area.
Reinhardt's still just laying on the ground, like he's been knocked out like 3 times now. He's just like, okay, I think I'm done. I think they sound like they're doing something.
Take whatever fate brings you at this point.
Yeah,
Reinhardt,
like,
get us the hell out of here!
I think that is something, as you are opening fire on the army, and they're kind of panicking because, oh god, guns aren't used here very often, oh god. And this actually can hurt them, as much as you can hurt a ghost. However,
for the record, basically it is going to be a circle around our group, like a sphere kind of thing, and he is dropping a few grenades like right in the middle of all of us. Like, we're gonna get pelted by salt, but it's not actually going to cause damage, really. It'll be
it's made for specifically hurting spirits.
Exactly. Just to make sure that we clear out any that are right around us, but otherwise, basically shield of all of this.
Everyone make an Arte roll, please.
oh boy. Is it still difficulty 5?
Yes. No, this one actually would be difficulty 7.
Then I only get 1.
It is enough. As Marten video shows up.
Everyone looks over as a random Marten video just
Oh,
The Christmas one.
Oh yeah, Cody's totally bringing that up. You know, just he's got the Marten video on a holographic screen.
Oh no, I was
Like,
just
extra
imagining like
distraction.
just randomly a rectangular plane appears out of nowhere into existence. And it's just playing this randomly off on the side, and it has literally no scientific explanation.
And this is a good start to the session.
As above you, as you guys are doing this, calling on your magic to stand up against a fucking army of the dead, the stars of the mask that Warren had created begin to glow brighter and brighter and brighter before they begin to fall from the sky right towards you guys.
stars shouldn't do that.
These falling motes of light strike you, and you feel something for a moment. As the world around you vanishes, each of you are standing alone. You are in a world. The sky is dark. The ground is desiccated and dying. Before you, you can see a great, what was likely once a great mountain, now shattered and destroyed, with a black swirling metal spiral coming out of its remains.
Is this spiral an architectural spiral or like a tornado spiral?
It's made out of some type of metal, moving
Okay.
in a spiral shape up towards the sky.
And when you say spiral shape, do you mean it's like a funnel, or is it like more like a pyramid?
Funnel.
Okay, so the point is in the ground, and then it gets wider as it goes up.
I'm just picturing a marker from Dead Space.
I bet, yeah.
Okay, as long as it's not what I'm picturing. The Ebon Dragon.
No, it's not that. It's just a big black metal spiral moving up towards the sky. It's like a curved shape slowly. It's like a corkscrew going up.
Intelligence and occult to figure out what the hell it is?
Sure, you could try to make it. Each of you guys are seeing this scene, however, each of you are standing alone.
And it is intelligence occult?
Yes.
That's 5, 6.
Ooh. Alexis, don't you fucking dare.
What? What'd I do?
Alexis, don't you fucking dare.
What? What'd I
You're
do?
getting those 10s.
Your step.
Alexis, I told you no!
Too bad. 6,
His
7.
brain is growing.
This is intelligence plus.
Occult.
Occult. So, I just want to say real quick, this was a difficulty 10, 5 successes needed.
Oh.
Wait, what?
You need 5 successes on a difficulty 10 roll.
But it still counts as 2.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Oh, you got it.
This was supposed to be basically a near impossible roll to make.
I'm so smart. I'm smart.
You remember once when you were 3 years old, you happened to glance an image of this in one of the occult books that your parents were reading.
And managed to recall exactly what it was from the text.
Mother.
Sorry.
You couldn't
For a
even
chance.
read it then, but somehow your brain just held on to that entire
Perfect
page.
recall.
So, just a quick comparison here. Would you say that this, as a DM, is better or worse than the zombie army and the giant light disco ball incident?
This was supposed to be even harder than that.
Damn.
This was supposed to be a roll you were meant to fail.
Sorry.
And then in true exalted fashion, you decided to go, nope, I'm not going to fail it, I'm going to succeed anyway.
Reject your reality and substitute my own.
Yes,
When it exalted.
yes, and now, no regrets. We're going with this, baby. Full speed to Epicville. As you, Alexis, realize something. What you are seeing around you, what you see going on, this is prehistory. You've heard of talk of it from really, really ancient beings and spirits. Of the time before recorded history, before the world was sundered and broken, before the gauntlet went up that separated the world of spirits from the world of man, before the fall of Eden.
Going back a ways then.
Yes, this is before mortal history. This is before recorded history. What you are seeing here. And in the sky above you, something each of you guys can see is the image of the constellation of the mask glowing. And each of you see a figure cloaked and hooded before you. You can't see any of their physical features. You can't see really who they are or really anything. But you can hear their voice. Listen to me, I don't have much time. This gateway will only remain open for a little while. Our world is lost, but yours doesn't have to be. I can send you help to save your world from the disasters that are coming. But they can't do it alone either.
Question.
They tried and our world turned into this.
DM, quick
Yes?
question.
Yes.
Is this guy talking to us, or is he just, like, blindly narrating?
He's talking to you guys.
Okay.
He, like, you can't see his face, it's cloaked by a hood, but he is looking right in your direction. Our heroes and champions fell. They failed. Even now, though, even though the end is coming, they're giving it everything they have to save those they can, to ensure a better world can still try to come. Your world is on the same brink at the moment. It's dying. And right now, you all probably feel like you are completely out of your depth. The weight of the world is on your shoulders. But you don't have to do it alone. You can have help. That's what we want to offer you. Our help. To help you save your world. If you'll take it. For that choice has to rest with you. And he's going to reach out his hand towards you guys. As though to shake.
And I'll shake the hand.
In return for what?
I'd like to
Because
know what
it's-
stipulations this brings.
Exactly.
Because it's right. Because
Cody's
right
shaking the
now,
hand.
in your world, people are suffering. People are dying. People that can still be saved. Your world doesn't have to end. Your world doesn't have to suffer and die like ours is.
Reinhardt hesitantly shakes the hand.
Alexis will too.
Right.
A
If
little
I
reluctantly.
If I accept this deal, can you send us back there? We're rather stranded at the moment.
We can send help.
That'll have to do. I shake his hand.
And as you guys open your eyes, a mark on each of your right hands begin to glow. A beautiful light that just fills you with life, with power, with the knowledge that you are not alone. And you feel something tug upon your very soul. You can feel the part of you that now it feels like it's always been a part of you. But before, it was asleep. The part of you that makes you the mage you are. You feel something coming off of that. Like a great raging river. as it flows down your arm, that feeling, that power, and the mark begins to blaze, each of you. As this light burns into existence, you can hear shrieks and screams as around you figures begin to appear. The ghosts of children. Where this golden light falls, their skin burns as they
Aw.
dive into the ground and vanish to escape it.
And the soldiers too.
That's right. Run, you little shits.
The soldiers have reached and lifted their shields to protect them from that light. And before you, you can see figures appear. 5 figures. One of them moves, dashing forward, moving almost faster than your eyes can see, as his dark, armored form begins to glow before fading out into the background, vanishing. And not a few moments later, you see ahead of you some of those soldiers collapse as holes open up in their shields, in their armor, heads and limbs just tumble to the ground, as it looks like an invisible wave is just slicing right through them.
I don't remember ordering a Cuisinart.
Another figure. This one looks almost mechanical, robotic, as he lifts one arm, cocks it before a great blazing golden light blasts forward from his arm and rips through these soldiers. Where its molten fire touches, their ghostly forms are obliterated, and even those that fall within its light are seared by its holy radiance. Another appears, just lifting a pair of gloved hands and then just tapping in the air as from her back a small backpack opens and tiny little machines begin to fly out, buzzing forward in a great swarm as they begin to rip through this army like a pack of locusts. The fourth stays near you, as though almost on guard, but from him a great golden light radiates, like the light of the noonday sun, and just from that light alone, their shields begin to burn, and their protection begins to fall away under that light. And the last figure strides forward, a great commanding presence, as he just draws from his back a great spear shaped with the image of 5 curled dragons around it, and bangs it on the ground once as the flag unfolds. And slowly around him, you can hear marching as soldiers appear out of nothing and begin to charge forward towards this army of the dead, weapons drawn, and these beast-like creatures begin to tear through them like an army of were creatures, tearing through armor and flesh alike as though it was no problem. And
These guys look familiar.
From this, though, you can feel your own power is being drawn from you to manifest them, to keep them here, to serve as the anchor point, to hold them. And within 2 minutes, the entire army has been purged, obliterated. And now you can see these radiant figures as they begin to walk back towards you. End of session.
Okay, so we are now playing brain work. I had it a moment ago. Fate. We're now playing Fate.
Apparently.
Oh wow, I didn't think about that, but yeah, that's actually a good way of putting it. I didn't think about that.
How did you not? You literally had the tattoos and everything.
Well, that's usually it. That's the image of a pact usually made with the spirit. So that's just kind of normal things in the world of darkness. 2 of you already have that on your other arm.
Yes, I did quite good.
Yep, the whole reason why we got into this mess.
So, let me tell you guys what you guys got. Because you fucking impressed someone in the werewolf game.
Yay.
Wait, what?
What we got?
Because of what you guys did in the werewolf game, opened this path up specifically to happen.
So you're saying that because of what we did in the werewolf game, we now have Exalted.
Assistance to help you, yes. Because of the werewolf game.
Cool.
Okay, now I really need to start watching the VODs of that.
Yeah, me too.
Luckily, there's only one.
You're welcome.
So, anyway,
I didn't even
What
think it was
I-
that impressive.
yes, it was very impressive actually. You guys did literally almost the impossible and completely broke the plot line. I thought that deserved a little bit of a reward.
Yay. Breaking plot is fun.
It is.
And considering what what you mages are going to be facing, I thought you guys could use a little bit of help.
Cool.
You mean
And
what we've
especially
already
help
been
this donation
facing?
goal.
Yes, that too. So, because of Toshime's donation, completed it, you guys will have the choice of also role-playing your characters if you'd like. Otherwise, I can also take control of them. If you guys are like talking to yourselves, I can do them. Otherwise, it is totally up to you if you ever want to play them. It is up to you. I will be over, like I said at the start of this thing when Toshime made the donation goal, I'm going to have so much fucking work I'm going to have to do before next session.
Okay, so just quick clarification: the characters that are being brought over, they're from the Exalted one.
They are.
Yes, these are your exalted characters from Tides of Madness.
Did
I
like
recognize
to
them
Tides of
immediately.
Madness, that was the name of it. Thank you.
Yes, these are your characters from Tides of Madness.
I recognize them
Delighted.
immediately.
I did
Yep,
too.
Alex. Yep, Nestle's character who can
I-
go invisible. Nevis, who has his spear.
Delighted
Toshime,
response.
who fucking obliterated my ghost army. I felt that was a good callback, having him do that again.
Mhm.
Quit putting armies of the undead up against him.
For
Do you
real.
not learn, man?
Learn your lesson.
No.
How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man?
When you guys ended up getting thrown into the underworld, it's like, okay, now I know exactly what I'm going to do to introduce these characters. I know exactly what I
Nice.
have to do. But I will be going through over this next week. I'm going to be creating a character sheet for each of your characters. And I'm going to be basically building your characters from the ground up.
Oh shit.
Because your characters are going to be much more experienced. And this is basically your characters if that campaign had actually gotten to the end I planned.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's just
No,
I
you're
wasn't
good.
able to keep going with it because it was a really complex system and I was really new to that system and I just
You're good. So you guys, if you guys do not want to use your characters at all, you don't have to. I will have the character sheets. I can play them if you guys ever want me to. And these characters are basically going to serve as an extension of you guys. They can only act when you guys give them an order to, and basically you guys use your magic to manifest them and let them do shit.
They're your
Yeah.
summons. Your Eidolon.
Yes. Basically they are a summon. They can only
So, should I
act
put
when
that
you guys
underneath-
call on them.
So to put that underneath allies?
No, they're going to be their own thing. But
Okay.
basically, you guys cannot use your magic while they are out.
Huh.
However, you also can order them to use their abilities and such too.
Intriguing.
So you basically trade your mage abilities for using their skills and knowledge.
All right, let me just put on my water wings here in preparation
But
for being thrown into the well. So
but ever-
basically, it's going to be like Yu-Gi-Oh.
The big thing is, you guys can only manifest them for so long before you're going to start taking damage.
Are you sure
You're
this
going-
isn't Persona?
Yep, we lost somebody.
They got yeeted.
Yeah.
It is not Persona.
Water wings don't work in the sun.
However, I do want to make the joke of...
No, it's like JoJo. Stands. Ora.
I... I would actually say Zim's thing is actually pretty close of...
He's still in the pit of death.
That was fun.
So, hang on a second. I'm sharing something real quick. Like, I know which charm that I'm going to give Nevis. And I'm sharing something in the Discord real quick for you guys. This is something that if Cody called on Nevis and you guys got attacked by some giant, space leviathan that shoots out a giant blast of pure unmaking chaos at you, this is something Nevis could do.
Oh, I know this show.
Well, yeah, I like I said, it's fate.
Yeah, I didn't realize at the time when I was doing this, but it's like, oh yeah, when you said that, it's like, yeah, that fits.
These subtitles do nothing.
I have no idea what they're saying, but it looks awesome.
Isn't
Alright, I will post this in the thing that Kurt just linked in Tabletop image. It's actually a video, but, close enough. Just like usual, search for today's title, New Sun's Dawn, in the Discord, in the Tabletop image, and you can find it if you watch this recording later.
Yeah, this is basically Celestial Guardian technique that was just used from Exalted.
Okay, so there's gotta be a bit of an awkwardness here, though. At least for Portia, which is her avatar is a jackalope, and this character is a beast man who's a jackalope.
Yes, no, I kind of, that's going to be coming up. Yes,
That's going to be awkward.
There's a reason for this. By the way, Portia, your avatar looks very, very similar to this character.
You've been stalking me this whole time.
Kurt, just to check, do we get 5 experience points for every game, regardless?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
How many experience points?
5.
5.
Five.
So that's 11 in total.
5.
Well, in
I
total.
already had 6.
I had experience listed before. Where did I have my experience from before listed?
I don't know.
Well, there's a little box in the bottom right corner of the first page for putting
Yeah, I
experience
see
points
that.
in.
This is why I recommend leaving that on your character sheet.
Yeah, this was before I had a character sheet, so I had other ways of taking care of it. I spent 8 XP before. Yeah, how much?
Excuse me.
We've had like 4 sessions.
So as of last session, we had 20. At the beginning of last session, we had 25.
Okay, and I've
So we
spent
got 5 from last session and 5 from this session. So technically 35 total, if you hadn't spent any yet.
And I've spent 8, so I should have like 27.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's also going to be more consequences since the mask is out.
Yep.
Can you explain?
Nope.
You'll find out.
Yeah.
Do you know why the mask was broken in the first place?
No.
The Citadels broke it so that people wouldn't go after them for going after the Solars, so that they could actually hide.
Oh,
They broke
You know-
that part of the Fate.
I see.
Fate is being restored right now, which is a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah, I took a cute sense visual, but I forgot that I had that.
This hasn't been, the mask hasn't been seen since the First Age. I'll put it that way.
Oh, goody.
This is one of the things that turned the ages.
Oh, okay.
So I'm spending some of those abilities. I have 3 leftover experience. I've put 1 point into athletics and 2 points into subterfuge.
Not
This was a learning experience.
a bad idea.
Portia's going to double down on cardio after this.
What do you mean? You did cardio today.
Here we go.
I'm never skipping leg day again.
We can't raise Arete with XP, correct?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Has
You raise
happened to
willpower
her.
with XP.
My willpower is already so high.
All right. So, I guess we are ending at this point.
Yes.
And there's a few other tricks of exalted stuff I have up my sleeve.
Kerr, do I need to send you stuff about the character I had to help you build him?
Same.
Not yet. I will message you guys though if I need it.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Pretty sure I sent it over before, so I might just pin it.
Well, everybody, thank you all so much for joining us today for Horizon Lost World of Darkness Mage 20th Anniversary Edition 3.9467 Birth by Marten Deluxe Edition. Check out our website, ZGF. Holy crap.
You get what you deserve.
Well, thank you very much for the biddies, Toshime. For the record, that actually helps out with the bit donation goal thing to add more items that you guys can throw at me. But anyways, thank you so much for joining. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, and more there on the website, as well as down in the description below. Thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. It is because of your support that I'm able to continue bringing these streams to you all. I really cannot do this without your guys' support and help and you coming by and hanging out with us. So thank you so much for that. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It is one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by simply sharing the stream around. You can also support the channel by using our Humble Bundle partner link, and sending treats to me, and grabbing some merchandise over at zgfgaming.store. But for now, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Bye, guys.
Oh, guys, thanks for coming.